Well, honey is nature's gold, and one chef is using it to beat the lunchbox blues as children head back to school. Chef David Guas is whipping up some tasty lunch options, cutting back on processed sugar to entice our children's appetite. And he joins us live with some crunch ideas. Chef David, thank you so much for being with us this noon.
Thanks for having me, Joanne. How are you?
I'm doing great today. I want to start. I've got 2 kids. I know you've got 2 kids I was reading about.
Yeah.
What can we do to kind of, motivate them to want to eat what we put in their lunchbox?
$1 million question.
Yeah.
Well, yes, back to school is National Honey Month, as you mentioned. So let's integrate honey into their lunch boxes, their diets. But let's talk about ease and quickness, because we know who does the lunches at your household.
I do the lunches. I do.
All right, well, get your pen out, because you're going to need to take some notes. So what I've got going on here is just a little bit of butter and some honey already in the pan, and it's just simmering a little bit, and it's literally this quick and this easy. I'm adding a few almonds. I prefer the skin on just because of flavor and texture, and we're just going to toss this around just for a second, and what we're waiting for is the honey just to sort of take on a little bit of color and get sort of tacky and sticky. It literally doesn't, it takes seconds. And then we're adding unsweetened cornflakes to this, and we're just going to gently toss this together just until the mixture coats all the cornflakes. And at that point, it's done. We sprinkle it out onto a bake sheet, we let it cool, and we're left with this highly addictive crackle, as we call it, with almonds and honey using that cornflake. And this can be used and separated into Ziploc bags, put into the lunchbox. We use it as a sort of a finished garnish. My kids, yes, they're chef kids, but I think that all kids have a natural tendency to want to play with their food.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Oh, I agree.
So, yeah. So that what we do is we sort of keep everything separate, keep it compartmentalized. So we've got an almond spread, an almond butter that we've made, using, again, skin-on almonds with just vanilla bean, honey, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of oil to help emulsify it. We heat the almonds up to toast them to give them color and flavor. We throw them in the food processor with everything else, and we pulse it until you're left with this beautiful spreadable butter that'll last for eons. It can stay at room temperature, so it travels well. And you just put some celery sticks or carrot sticks in with the lunchbox, and they can spread it themselves. So this fun, crispy garnish, kids also like textures, as all of us do. So, we've got a soft, creamy this and a crunchy vegetable, but then we also have that topping, that coating, and it's just fun.
What I love about that crunch, by the way, just, not only do a lot of mom and dads have to pack lunches, but snacks as well. I just think that would make a great snack, that crunch mix.
Airtight container, it'll last you a good week, depending on the humidity outside. So it really is one of those things that everybody wants to know: how far in advance can we prep this, and how long will it last? The two most common questions in building lunches.
And real quick again, Chef Dave, one more thing about the honey. You're a big fan of honey over processed sugar. For what reason? It's natural?
There you go. Yeah. I mean, period. It's one of those things, it's not too many things that we cook with professionally or use at home that you can get at the grocery store, that you turn the jar over, and literally underneath the ingredient list it says honey. Yeah. And that's it. I mean, the buck it's sort of a no-brainer. It stops there. And also the incorporating properties that it has. It dissolves well into liquids. It makes great vinaigrettes. It balances acidity. Here we're using it in our pulled chicken with barbecue sauce. It's a great way to balance the acidity of a tomato-based barbecue sauce, the smokiness.
I am sold. I'll tell you. I put honey on my kids' cereal when they eat it every morning or every other morning, too. So, Chef, I should say. Chef Guas, thanks so much for joining us. Some great ideas today. Have a great day.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
You too.
We'll be right back.